last night, Milo Yiannopoulos, yeah, you know that gay British dude Milo, he did a late night live stream in which he was sort of like trying to announce his comeback, but basically explaining that now he's broke and basically ripped off all of his fans. So, Milo, as you know, the whole deplatforming thing with him, because they brought up him on the Drunken Peasants, basically saying he had sex when he was a kid. Like, basically trying to say he defended having sex. Whatever. I don't know. But, so he got deplatformed. And, so he came up with the idea to launch his own podcast. Basically, sort of like Compound Media, like what Ant does, you know. Except he was going to do 5 days a week, but I think only an hour an episode or something like that. But so for like a whole month on YouTube, he did it just on YouTube and was sending everyone to his website saying he's going to move it there. Now, I thought it was a good business plan, and it was a good business plan. And apparently he got a bunch of people to go subscribe. So he moved over, and it was pretty successful. The problem is, I think he ended up, like, he started doing a bunch of stuff in Australia. And I think he actually ended up moving down to Australia. I don't know what it was with people. Him and atheism is unstoppable. What's going on? Why didn't everyone want to move to Australia? So, and he goes on to this in this live stream to basically explain that I think he blew all the money on, like, drugs and partying, but then he just stopped doing his podcast. Like, he wasn't doing it, and people were still subscribing and paying for it, and he just stopped doing it. And then some, like, controversy. He tried dropping more books, and he did, like, a fundraiser for a book, and this book was going to expose everyone in Hollywood. Then he just never came out with the book. And then he said yesterday, basically, that he's never going to come out with the book because he couldn't afford the lawsuits that would come from writing that book. So basically, but he wrapped it all up to try and announce some half-hearted comeback. And, like, he's no longer taking subscribers on his website. And if you already are a subscriber, he's going to give you every book he has now that's audio. But there's no time when those come out. He wrote a book about the fucking Pope. Like, but he said he's ready to get back into it. Although, now, he's been deplatformed. And I was reading an article earlier saying how deplatforming worked. But, like, he did his YouTube thing, live stream last night. And, like, dude, you get it. I counted, he probably got, like, $2,000 in donations. Now, YouTube, I get why people like him and, like, Kumi don't want to go exclusively on YouTube because they can be shut down like that. And, like, YouTube tomorrow can just say, oh, you're demonetized, and take all the money that was just given to him, which is fucked up, but they can't do that. So, but the fact that he really did just rip off his fans, and he just disappeared for a while. People were still paying him. But, I mean, I guess he's trying to mount a comeback. I don't know how successful that can be. Yeah, see, a lot of these dudes, you have to understand, from 2000, basically from when Trump started running to when Trump won, a bunch of guys and a bunch of people became big. Like Milo's, Sargon, Candace Owens, all of these people. But something happened because then he won, and it's like, okay, we won. We don't really need to hear. Like, we're no longer fighting the fight. We won the fight. So what do we do now? Now, I'm wondering, when the process starts back up again for 2020, if him and others can mount a comeback. I'm not too sure. I don't know, but Milo fucking seriously took a hit in his career, and now he's like broke. So, but I guess he's trying to make right by his fans. I don't know. Apparently they trust him. They're still donating and shit. And I think some of them understand because, like, he moved to do his own podcast and obviously couldn't stick with it, even though he's being paid a shitload of money to do it, and decided to just use it all to party. But I think they are like, well, he went through what he went through. But I don't know. Do you think he'll be able to make a comeback? Because I just don't know.